Battle in the West also. This is a big win for Minnesota without Ant. 116-104. Julius Randle with 32 and 7. Bones Highland had 22 points off that bench. And Devin Booker finishes with 34. Chandler, they had lost 4 of their last 5, the T-Wolves had. They don't have Anthony Edwards, who's out with a knee injury, and he's going to miss a few more games. So this kind of a performance, maybe it's a reminder on who they can be.
Yeah, 100%. Julius Randle, he's been pretty consistent all year long. This is definitely going to go through, his offense is going to go through him while Anthony Edwards is out. Jaden McDaniels is going to get more touches. Dante DiVincenzo is going to get a lot more looks. And Ayo, he's been great ever since coming over from Chicago from the deadline as well. So they also only went 8 deep last night. They only played Kyle Anderson, Naz Reid, and Bones Highland. So they're going to shorten their rotation. They're going to play their guys. And that doesn't surprise me from a Chris Finch team. They're always going to defend. They're always going to fly around. But it's going to be interesting to see how they adjust their offense. Like when you take a guy like Anthony Edwards off the floor, you now almost have to change your style. Like you have to now go put the ball through Julius Randle, play off the block post up with him, put him in the elbow, handling and setting the screen and roll. And they did a good combination of that last night. But it's going to be interesting to see how they basically play offense without such a ball dominant guard like Anthony Edwards.
Yeah, but you love to see Bones Highland have the game that he had, right? Like you need some guys to fill in those gaps and be that scoring punch. I think defensively they'll be okay because they'll figure it out and play in the gaps other than that. But again, it's going to come down to the other guys. When you have an opportunity to step in and fill in for somebody like a Ant Edwards, you got to play your best basketball. Julius Randle was able to do that last night. Bones Highland was able to do that last night. They have guys in uniform that's capable of getting them through this, this week or whatever, 2 weeks that Ant Edwards is going to be reevaluated for his injuries. But listen, it's going to be a tall task. They got to have this consistently. So Bones Highland, you can't just give us one. You can't just give us a moment. This has to be something consistent until he's back in the lineup. And even when he's back in the lineup, for you to provide for this basketball team, they got to up their bench scoring with other guys as well. Naz Reid is going to have to be one of those guys. They got all of the pieces. It's just a matter of them doing it consistently.
Well, I present to you, Gift. You play Utah tonight, Minnesota. So there you go. Little present from the scheduling
nice
gods.
Little platter.
Just right here. Don't blow it. That being said, they have had some struggles as of late, and Paul Pierce was very critical of them, basically just saying there's no real veteran leadership on this squad, and without that, they're just not going to reach the top. You agree, Lou?
I don't agree with them not having veteran leadership. I mean, they got more veteran leadership than a lot of teams around the league. Mike Conley is still there. Granted, he doesn't play many minutes for this team, but he's a veteran. And if you're going to respect any veteran in this league, Mike Conley is going to be one of those guys. You look at somebody else in Joe Ingles. That's also another veteran. A lot of these teams, since the two-way contract has come around, veteran leadership has been basically phased out at this point, right? But they have 2 solid generals on their bench that they can listen to and that can lead them in the locker room. And also some of these guys on the floor, they have turned into veterans. Julius Randle is a veteran in this league. Rudy Gobert is a veteran in this league. At this point, Ant-Man, he's a young guy, but he's a veteran in this league. These guys have the experience. They have the knowledge to know what needs to be done for them to get over the hump. And so, look, if I understand what Paul is trying to say, but I think the vets of the past that we were so accustomed to seeing, the Udonis Haslams, these type of guys that were an extension of the coach on the bench, they phased those guys out into young two-way players. I don't think we're going to see it ever again. But if you're Minnesota, you have more veteran leadership than the 28, 29 other teams around the league, and you are in a better position than anybody. So I really can't blame it on that, or I can't point the finger at them not having veteran leadership if they don't put themselves in a position to win a championship. They have more than anybody else around the league.
Yeah, I disagree too. Even Kyle Anderson, like there's so many names on this roster that have been in big games and have been in playoff situations. So I don't agree. And Mike Conley, I'm almost surprised that he's not playing more because I feel like they do kind of need that setup point guard. They turn the ball over a lot. Even though they're getting good looks, their field goal percentage is high. I think they're ranked, 5th in field goal percentage, or 5th in 3-point, 3rd in field goal percentage, and 5th in 3-point percentage. So they're getting good looks. I do just think they need that setup man, especially with Ant. him out, they don't really have that explosive kind of scoring guard where I think a Mike Conley could help set up the offense and get these guys easier looks. But I don't think veteran leadership is a problem. All the guys that Lou just named, those are all guys
12
that
seasons in the
Yeah.
By the way, what does that say though about how we view the Rudy Goberts and the Julius Randles? Because we're just 12 years in this league, you're not a veteran leader. Like, that feels weird to me.
And we're on the outside looking in. Like, we don't know what impact these guys have in the locker room, right? Like, we really don't know. We're just taking a swing at it and saying that they don't have veteran leadership, which we don't agree with Paul on this one. But again, they have so many different guys that can step in and say, hey, let's figure this out or let's get this right. And Chandler just said it. You have so many different guys that's had great experiences that they can share with this basketball team. So if they're going to fall short of a title run, it definitely ain't going to be because of veteran leadership.
Yeah.
Nope. Big part of this, too, is that the Suns blew an opportunity to gain a little ground because they are right behind Minnesota. 3 games now they remain. So let me ask you this. They have 13 left. Is there a world in which they can get above the 7 seed that they're sitting in right now?
I don't think so.
Mathematically.
I think, honestly, Dylan Brooks being out is a huge blow to them. Jalen Green really had, I mean, the guy was 3 for 17 last night from the field. He hasn't been as efficient and taken that next step of growth that I thought he would. And he missed some games early, but shooting below 40% from the field, 30% from 3. He's still kind of that high volume scorer that can give you some big games, but he's not consistent. He's not efficient. Devin Booker, you know exactly what you're going to get with him. And I feel like this team is kind of the surprise team early on. I don't think people expected them to be any good, let alone kind of in the hunt to be a lock for a playoff seed. So Dylan Brooks had a career year. They're obviously missing him a bunch, but this kind of reminds me of the Heat team. Like, the talent level of this team compared to the other teams of the West just isn't there. Yes, they're well coached. Coach Ott has done a great job this year. I think he should get some contention for Coach of the Year. But they've kind of fallen off now. Now they're kind of in that play-in situation where I just don't think the talent is going to be enough to kind of get them over the edge, especially in the Western Conference.
Well, you know what, Lou? Dylan Brooks expected back, later this month, perhaps April, but hopefully in time for the playoffs. When he comes back, is this the play-in team that you would fear the most in the West?
Honestly, I got to look at the Clippers, right? Like, any team that started the year the way that the Clippers started the year and get yourselves back in a position to be a 500 basketball team and you make a trade and you feel like through that trade, I've gotten better. I found an identity. I found a style of play that works for us, that's gave us some success. I got to look at the Clippers. Call me biased or not, but the way that they're playing right now, if you have a Kawhi Leonard and you have Garland in uniform and some of these other role players that they've gotten, and these guys have bought into doing their jobs and being stars in their roles, the Clippers have had that. They check all of those boxes. I don't know what kind of contention that they can give OKC if they work themselves into that 8 spot. But I think that's the most dangerous team that's going to be in this play-in position. I think it's going to be the Clippers.
You know what, Lou? I totally agree. I think the Warriors, it's not the Warriors and the Blazers. They play hard, but again, I think when you look at this team, it's got to be Phoenix or the Golden State Warriors, and I think those will be the 7 and 8 seeds. But I mean, the Clippers.
I got you.
But the Clippers are dangerous. All the drama, all the turnover that they've went through, all the ups and downs, and now they are balling. And if we can continue to see Kawhi Leonard as healthy as he is, I love the addition of